All right, so 2024 has been a big year for me, and I want to make a video kind of just recapping everything that I've learned, everything that I've went through, and what's next for me. So to start it off, go back to January. So, I'm still in high school, in my senior year of high school, and at this time I very, very impulsively decided I'm going to hike a mountain. Now, up in New York, I wanted to hike one of the Adirondack Mountains, and this was a very large mountain, and it was also wintertime. So I made a plan. I said, I'm going to hike this mountain. And then a couple days go by, and come to find out, there's going to be a big blizzard that day. But I didn't care. I already made that decision, and I didn't want to go back on my word. So, long story short, I drove 4.5 hours alone to the Adirondack Mountains, and I hiked that mountain in a blizzard. So that was kind of my first experience of really being by myself, being with myself, and finding comfort in myself. I spent an entire day on that mountain. I actually planned on camping there, but that's when the blizzard really started picking up. I was cold and I was sweaty, and every time I stopped moving, my sweat started freezing, and I was afraid I wouldn't have made it through the night, so I actually did end up getting a hotel. But just the idea of hiking that mountain in the middle of winter was such a big accomplishment for me. And I really think the biggest thing that I learned from that was actually accepting being alone. Like, so often, we all feel, and I felt this way, where I had to fill my time with other people, spend time with people, and be around other people, because I wasn't comfortable in being alone with myself. But getting that experience of just almost finding a friend in myself, where I'm comfortable with being alone, was big for me, and it brought on a lot of confidence in who I was. Then during that time, I also got a job working at a wholesaling company. So from December to January, February, then March, I was working at a wholesaling company where I was on the disposition side, calling up buyers, doing walkthroughs, almost as a real estate agent, but not as a real estate agent. During this time, I was also working as an intern. So I was not getting paid at all, but I was okay with it because I wanted to learn. I knew I wanted to learn, and I knew wholesaling was what I wanted to do. I've been in wholesaling since I was 16 years old. I've been going to networking events, studying it, doing deals, failing at deals, and it's just all that I've really known. It's something that I'm really knowledgeable about. So eventually, I kind of realized, I'm like, okay, I don't really think that this is something that I really enjoy. It wasn't all that exciting. I felt like it was kind of just a boring business. My boss, he was maybe making $100,000 a year, and it was cool, but it wasn't that exciting to me. Now, after that, I actually got a fight. So I was boxing, training all during this time, going to the gym every single day, working out every single day, and this was kind of in my grind stage where I was alone a lot. I was alone by myself. I didn't really hang out with anybody. I was going to the boxing gym, training, working my butt off, then going and working out, coming home, going to sleep after working after I got out of school. So I ended up getting a fight, Golden Gloves fight. Now, if you don't know, Golden Gloves is a very big tournament in boxing, and it was the New York State Golden Glove tournament. So my first 2 fights got canceled, and then I had one in April. So I'd been training for a very long time for this, and I got there and I lost. It was a pretty much fair fight, but I lost by decision, and I know for a fact it was because I didn't do enough work training. I didn't do enough cardio. I still worked my butt off every day, but I didn't run, and I knew that it was because of that. That's the reason why I lost. I gassed out, and that was hard for me because during that entire training period, I never even thought of what it would be like to lose. I was just, I set my mind on winning. I'm like, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. There's no possible way I can lose. And then I lost. So that really taught me how to handle failure and how to learn from it and grow from it. So during that time, I was also training. I was also in baseball. I had baseball practice every day. I was in baseball season. So I stopped going to the gym, stopped boxing, decided, all right, I'm just going to focus on baseball right now. So this is my senior year, I'm kind of finishing it up, and I know that this is my last time with my friends. And I planned at this time to go to Bali. After I graduate, I want to go to Bali after summertime. I'm going to Bali, just doing it. I don't care. I want to get out. I want to travel the world, explore. So this entire time I have it set on my mind that I'm going to Bali, Indonesia. Now, from June-ish, I tried some side hustles, some online money making methods. Didn't really get anywhere with that. Now, I also had my pressure washing business. So I've been running this pressure washing business since I was 16. It's been very successful for me. I make good amount of money during the summertime, and it was very easy work. So I started that back up again, started Facebook ads, and would do that throughout the summer. So from June, July, August, I was running my pressure washing business. I'd say I probably brought in like $10,000, $15,000 that summer, which is very good, especially for a teenager and you're not doing a lot of work. You just get a pressure washer, spray water on a house, and you make $400 for the day. Very, very easy. You do 2-3 hours of work. I honestly suggest any young teenager who wants to make money fast, do a pressure washing business or window washing. It's so easy. I loved it. But I knew that it wasn't really an opportunity for me to scale where I was, where I only had a limited number of leads. So I was kind of stuck, but I knew after seeing entrepreneurship that this is the path that I had to be in. I knew that for a very long time, that I can't live a normal life. Now, things happened, kind of decided Bali, it didn't really make sense. I was only planning on going for a month. I figured, if I went, it was kind of just going to drain my entire bank account, and then I would have come back and been a little stuck. And I decided that the next best thing was to move to a different state, because I knew I had to get out of my house. I had to leave my hometown. That was the biggest thing for me. I knew I had to leave, get off on my own, see what it was like to live on your own and be responsible, because that entire time I've had my parents feeding me, giving me a house to live under, and I've always been very independent, and I wanted to really experience that. So in August, I applied for a job on ZipRecruiter, got an interview, and I drove down to North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina, that's where I am right now. So I didn't even have the job, but I was so confident. I knew I just needed to get out. And actually, when I first came down here, I didn't have a place to stay, and I had to sleep in my car the first night. It was kind of an interesting experience, walking around the city, seeing all these homeless people, and then going and sleeping in my car. It was a good, eye-opening experience, and I've always had, a soft spot for homeless people and poor people, just something about me. I always feel for them, and I want to help them out, and it was kind of nice to experience that for myself. So I got down here, started training for that sales job, and then I also decided, I know I'm good at wholesaling, kind of. I know that's all I know, right? That's the one thing that I've spent so much time learning all these skills, learning everything, working at a wholesaling company. I'm like, I have to make this work. This is the one thing that I know I'm good at, and I know I can do. So I, bought phone numbers, started cold calling nonstop, also thought about real estate development. So I was like, okay, real estate development seems really cool. I think I can make a lot of money in that. Ended up paying $1,500 for a mastermind, flew down to Dallas in September, went to the mastermind, and I was like, oh crap, all right, this is a waste of my money. It just did not appeal to me. I was like, I don't really want to do what you're doing. You seem fake. I'm telling you, when you pay for something, you have to look at the person. I was very impulsive with it. I made that decision very fast. But the guy just was fake. He seemed like a scammer. He seemed like he was just making money, and I didn't really get much value from it. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stick to wholesaling. So at this time, I'm cold calling nonstop. I actually get a property under contract. Now, I got it under contract very high, and it's been a long process. I just closed on it this December and made $1,000 off of it. So I kind of skipped ahead there, but during that time, I'm working my sales job, all right? And I'm getting a ton of sales coming in, making sales, boom, 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 boom. And I'm adding it all up, doing the calculations, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make $20,000, $30,000 this month. And guess what? For a solid 2 weeks, I was walking around, I went and got a nice haircut. I just felt like the man. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm making $20,000, $30,000 a month. And then the the check comes in for my weekly pay. I'm like, okay, it's still only $400 for the week. I think it's just taking some time to hit. Another week goes by and I'm starting to get a little confused. Another week goes by and like I call my boss. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Like, shouldn't I be making $30,000 this month? And he's like, oh no, like hardly any of those got approved by the bank. So I was very disappointed because I thought I was seriously making $20,000, $30,000, and in reality, I was making probably $4,000 a month. During this time too, I was like, okay, well, I'm making all this money. I got to do something with it. I want to invest in myself. So I signed up for a mentorship for wholesaling. It's $10,000 for the year. We broke it up into payments. So I started doing monthly payments of $1,000. I've so far spent $3,000 on that mentorship, and I don't think I'm going to continue it. Now, the reason being is I've been trying to do this wholesaling thing for a very, very long time. It's been a long time for me of trying to make this work. I've gotten one wholesale deal out of 2.5 years of trying to do this. I've made $1,000. And the amount that I've probably spent on softwares, mentorships, guidance, all this stuff, I probably spent $5,000-$10,000 on it. And I've made $1,000 out of 2.5 years. So the motivation for it has kind of just started going downhill. I'm like, I don't know, like I don't really see how this is gonna work out for me. Even if I am making a ton of money, I just don't really think I enjoy it. I don't really think it's something that I want to do for a long time. I just would not be happy with myself even if I was making a ton of money. Now, in November, the meme coin trend started popping up. So I'm like, okay, this is my chance to start making some money. Now, I put in $50. I'm like, all right, I'm going to play it safe. $50, put it into Chill Guy. I know everybody's heard of Chill Guy. Put $50 into Chill Guy. We got in early. Me and my buddy, we got in early. So in about 4 days, that $50 was $1,000. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be rich, right? I just turned $50 into $1,000, and I pulled that $1,000 out because I thought it was going to go down. If I left it in there, it probably would have been at $2,000 by now. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to turn this $1,000, I'm going to turn it into $100,000. Frick, you know what? Like the way it's working, great. If you don't know anything about meme coins, it's filled with scammers and rug pulls. And that $1,000 went down the drain pretty fast. And I'm like, okay, well, I can recover from this. Put in like another like $250, then another $500. Lost it all. So all in all, I lost about $1,500 from the meme coins. Now, I quit from that. I'm like, okay, that was stupid. I probably did that for about a week, maybe a week and a half. And I lost about $1,500, and I was like, okay, we're done here. I'm out. No more from me. All right. Now, at this time, too, the wholesaling motivation has kind of started to fleet. Like, it started to die off, and I'm just really, I'm still making calls, but still not seeing any progress, and I'm kind of just feeling a little lost. Now, December comes around, and I've got one deal that I've been waiting on. This, if it were to go through, if it were to be good, I'd be making a ton of money on it. And then come to find out it was a bad deal, didn't work out. So that kind of put the nail in the coffin for me, where I'm like, man, this kind of sucks. Like, yeah, people are making money in it, but I have been doing it for a while and I'm just not seeing success. Like, I'm burnt out from it. I'm not happy with it. It's exhausting to me and I don't enjoy it. So that's kind of left me in a awkward position where I'm like, now what do I do? And I'm just kind of in my routine of waking up, going to my sales job, working 12 hours a day, driving for 4 of that, and just not really happy. Good thing is, though, I did put a lot of money into XRP. I've been nailing it with these investments, right? I put a good amount of money into XRP when it was at like 50 cents. I've been calling XRP for the longest time. That is one thing I'm happy about. I've been calling XRP for a very long time, slowly putting money into it. Ended up putting in about like $1,000 as it started pumping up. Turned that $1,000 into $3,000. So now I have $3,000 in my crypto wallet, and then in my bank account I have about $3,000. So I've spent $3,000 on that mentorship. I spent about $1,500 on that mastermind, and then I've lost about $1,500 on crypto. Now, this is the part that sucks. So I'm out of meme coins. I'm done with meme coins, and I wanted to pull my XRP out. I was gonna send it to a different address so I could take that money out, have it in my bank account, and I missed a letter on the address. I sent that $3,000 into the void. So there goes another $3,000. Another $3,000. So all in all, I've lost about $9,000 in the past, 4 months. So I'm just really, it's been hard for me. It's been hard for me to make these videos right now because I'm like, I just don't really know what I'm doing right now. Like, I've lost so much money trying to find success, but it's never left my heart. It's never left my mind. I still know for a fact that I'm going to be successful. No matter what happens, I will always have that on my heart because I know it's what I'm meant for. I know I'm destined for it. So now I'm kind of thinking, okay, if I look back, what's one thing that I've always been good at? Well, sales. I've always been good at sales, right? I'm still making okay money, but during the November, December season, it's been dead. I've hardly made any money at all. It's been completely dead. So I'm really like, I don't know if I can keep this up. Like, I'm burning through my savings, I'm running out of money. I don't know what to do. So I'm like, I've always been good at sales, and I also really want to travel. So I kind of aligned it. I'm like, okay, let's try and get into remote closing. So I reached out to a couple people, ended up landing a call with a fitness influencer. I did this by literally, I saw he just launched a one-on-one coaching program. I joined the call to apply, and I was like, listen, long story short, I'm not buying your program, but I want to work for you. He was pretty impressed with me. I've been doing it so far for the past week and a half. I've probably already brought him in about $14,000 in sales. It's kind of slow. He's still learning. He's still developing this, but I think it's going to be great to work with him, be able to grow. And then I'm like, okay, well, if I can do this remotely, I want to be able to travel the world. So now I am getting ready to go to Thailand. The plan is to go to Thailand this February. I'm booking the tickets this week, and I'm just sending it. I don't even care if I have enough money in my bank account because I know that I'm going to make it work. So this February, I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to keep grinding on these high-ticket sales. I'm going to try and get some more offers, and I want to quit my sales job right now and just go full-time on this, get a bunch of offers, and start making a bunch of money. I really just think that for me, it's always been either I'm going to have everything, I'm going to be a millionaire, and I'm going to be sipping coconuts on a beach, or I'm going to have nothing and be sipping coconuts on a beach. I cannot live a lifestyle in the middle. And that's what it's felt like this past few months, where I just felt like I've been in a routine where I'm like, I go to work, come home, go to sleep, watch some YouTube. And I'm just like, I cannot be in the middle. It pains me, and I cannot do it. To think that I would be doing this for the rest of my life is not, I can't even fathom it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to Thailand, and I'm going to make it work. And even if I don't make it work, I'm still going to enjoy my life. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to Thailand, and I'm going to make it work. I'm going to, make a bunch of money. I'm going to get success. And regardless of what happens, it's never going to leave my heart, where I know I'm destined for success. I know it's meant to happen, even though all I've had these past 4 months of moving to North Carolina has just been failure. Failure and failure and failure. It's it's not what you make, it's the man that you become. And I really do think that all these failures is just strengthening me and creating me into a stronger and better man. And I really think that's what this whole journey is about. It's about who you're becoming. It's not the end goal. It's not making this amount of money or driving this car. It's about who you become along that journey. So that wraps it up for this video. It's been an incredible year, a year of a lot of experiences and learning. Trust me, there's been so much more little experiences that I've gone through, things that I've learned that, I can't share in this video because it would be too long. But all in all, everything good, bad, they're all lessons. And that's the way you need to look at everything. If it's not going your way, if you're failing, you need to assess the situation and ask yourself why and learn from it. So you guys are going to see that 2025 is going to be the biggest year ever for me. I'm going to crush it. Everything I want is going to come true. I'm going to start making bands. Actually, I'm going to make my predictions for 2025. All right. By the end of 2025, a couple months into 2025, I'm going to be making bare minimum 10K a month. Bare minimum. All right. About halfway through 2025, I'm already up to 20K a month. And then by the end of 2025, I'm going to be making $40,000, $50,000 a month. Putting those predictions in now, you guys can come back to this video at the end of 2025 and see as I make every single one of those things come true. I want to travel the world, make money, get a nice girl. You'll see it all happen. Trust in the process. Have faith. I'll see you guys soon.